All right. I bet you've had it before. I definitely have. Someone says, I can't afford you. Happens to all of us at some point in time as we go through our business journey and we're talking to potential customers. And you ask for the sale and they go, I'd love what it is you offer, but I can't afford you. Now, first of all, what I want to do is I want to break down the two different objections that you're going to get around money because one of them is I can't afford you, and you need to be listening very carefully. So, when I was first mentored in sales many, many years ago, my mentor said to me, you've got two ears and one mouth. You've got to use them proportionally, which means we've got to do a lot of listening. So, if somebody says, I can't afford you, that is telling you that they actually value what it is that you sell, but they just don't have the money to buy it. Simple as that. No different than you might want to have a Lamborghini, for example. Maybe you don't. I don't. Maybe you want to have a house in some exotic location that you can't afford, and you would say, "I can't afford it." But what happens if your prospect actually says to you, "It's too expensive"? I think it's too expensive. Well, that's a totally different thing to "I can't afford it." So think about the psychology behind that. "I can't afford it" means I want what you've got, but I'm unable or not sure how to pay for it. It's too expensive means I do not see the value in what it is you're trying to sell me. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about I can't afford it. Okay. So when someone says I can't afford it, and it means that they can see the value in what it is that you offer, that means that if they had the money, they would probably buy it. They'd buy from you. So what you need to do is start thinking about how do I handle it. Now, first of all, a very, very important part of any handling any sales objection is to be able to isolate the objection. And we do this by saying them, I understand. So we say, first of all, if they say I can't afford it, you say, I understand. Understand that you may not be able to afford it. Besides that, is there anything else that's stopping you? Is there anything else that's bothering you? Okay, this is called isolating the objection. So we want to do that before we do any other objection handling with any objection, by the way. But in this particular case, we're going to say, I understand that you can't afford it. Is there anything else that's bothering you about buying from me today or buying this product or ordering or whatever the terminologies you want to use? Now, if they say, no, there's nothing else, okay, that's great news because that tells you that that is the only thing stopping them from moving forward. So then you'll say to them, well, okay, that's fantastic. Whilst I said I understand that you can't afford it, it would probably be worth our while then working out a way where maybe we can make it so it is affordable. Would it be okay with you if we spend a little bit of time doing that? And then if we do manage to come up with a way where you can afford it, then we can go ahead. Would that be okay? And typically someone's going to say yes to that, okay? Because they've said, I can't afford it, which means that they are looking for a way to buy it. And if you can help them through that process, help them, I guess, come up with a way where they can afford it or make it affordable, then they're more likely going to convert into a customer. So some of the ways that you could do that, some of the things that you could think of. Number one is payment plans. Now, if you're in a business where you can offer payment plans, or maybe you've got access to things like Afterpay, Zip Pay, or finance, then those sort of things are very, very easy because most people are very used to using finance of some sort to be able to buy products and services. We're all hardwired that way, and we look. It's more and more prevalent. I see you've got the ability to buy some. I can't even believe what you can buy on some of these Afterpay, Zip Pays now. Not the best way as a consumer to be buying stuff, but hey, if you want to sell more, you've got to make it easy for people to buy from you. So that's definitely one thing to think about. So the first thing I would say is, is it that you can't afford this in one lump sum? Would you be able to afford it over time? Okay, so that's one way, and that's like a buy now, pay later, or take home now, pay later type of arrangement. Lots of those out there. Another way then is to offer laybys. So if somebody really wants what it is that you've got, there's no reason why you can't offer laybys. Now, laybys are something that I guess are getting less and less popular because of these, take home now, pay later type schemes. But it's still a valid way for you to be able to offer somebody to be able to buy your product or service, even if they feel like they can't afford it. Now, I've even seen service people do this. So, I had to go to my dentist this morning, and at my dentist, I noticed that they are offering like a lay-by system. If you wanted to, get a crown done or some cosmetic dentistry work, and you feel like you can't afford it, then you could simply make a payment every week for the next 12 weeks, and then book in 12 weeks' time. As long as you're paid up, you can get you can get your whatever it is done, your crown or your cosmetic work. So there's an opportunity for you there to be able to leverage off of a methodology of payment that has been around for a lot. I mean, laybys have been around forever, so that could be something that you could do as well. Even if it's a repair or something, I've seen people with service. That's why I say it's so important that as a service-based business, you don't dismiss that because it is something that you could definitely do. So finance, buy, take home now, pay later, or lay buying are definitely a couple of things. The third thing to do is sometimes it may not be about coming up with a way for them to pay it alternatively. Sometimes it's about changing the direction of their money, right? So I always say to people, if you really want to do something, you'll find a way. And if you really don't want to do something, you'll find a way. Now, I didn't come up with that saying, but that's the saying, right? And so it's very true that if I said, sometimes when I've been sitting with a prospect and they say, I can't afford it. And I say, well, look, if I said that by not buying from me today, by not finding the money, that tomorrow you're going to wake up missing a leg, would you find the money? And the answer is always yes. Okay. So it's about prioritizing and saying, okay, well, where are you currently spending your money? So I'll give you an example. In our business, we're business coaching and training. Quite often I've sat in front of a prospect and they'll say, I'd really love it. I'd love your help, but I just can't afford it. Well, my next question is then, well, after I do the isolation of the objection, I'll say something like, well, okay, fantastic. So tell me a little bit about where you're currently spending your money, but not getting a return on investment. We've already spoken about some of your marketing, for example. So you might be spending a couple of $1,000s a month on some advertising that's not working. How about we stop doing that and we redivert that money across to buying this other service, which is probably going to be more beneficial and helpful to you, our business coaching and training. And so by doing that sometimes, because and people go, oh, I didn't even think of that, right? So sometimes by once again being that great salesperson, two ears, one mouth, you're able to find out, what it is that that person is currently spending their money on that's not giving them value, and they might be able to stop something and divert it. Maybe they told you about something that they were spending money on that they could just put on hold for a while. That's not going to affect their life greatly. Who knows, right? These are just examples. I was watching, obviously, with the interest rate rises recently. I was watching a couple of interviews. People were being interviewed on I guess on the news channels, but I watch it on YouTube overnight. That's how I consume my news. And they were interviewing a couple of people. And there was one lady in particular. She was really good and savvy at budgeting and all of these things at home. And she was just saying that they're just going to have to cut some things out. And this is the reality, right? So lose your home or stop eating out. And so there's a choice to be made. And so when somebody says I can't afford it, it means that it depends on how they're going to prioritize your product or service, right? So when we're talking about a person's mortgage, that's the roof over their head. They obviously don't want to lose their home, so they're going to prioritize that over things like eating out, buying new clothes, shoes, blah blah blah, getting the car washed. I'll wash it myself on the weekends. Cancel the mailman. All of those things are going to be happening, right? So it's just about redirecting funds sometimes. So there's three options for you now. Some sort of finance service, a lay-by service, and now redirecting their funding. Okay, fourth option for you is to change the package, change what it is you offer. Now, I would really love to have, I don't know, 10 sports cars, supercars in my garage, but I simply cannot afford it. So instead, I might have 10 cheaper cars, right? So you've got to come up with a different offering for people if you've got it. Otherwise, sometimes you just got to walk away and go, sorry, I can't help you. But if you've got other things or products or services that maybe aren't going to do the whole kit and caboodle, but will at least get people started, then why not offer those? Why not give them an alternative? And it's just switching the products out, right? It's just offering something completely different, but will at least help them maybe not solve the entire problem, but get halfway to it. Because remember, if they said, I can't afford it, they value what you're offering and they want to solve the problem. So if you can offer something that gets them halfway there or maybe gets them started, and I've done this before, once again, I'll use my business as an example. Someone says, I can't afford a one-on-one business coach. But that's a bit like getting a personal trainer at the gym. It doesn't mean you can't join the gym. You can still join the gym. You can still use the equipment. You can still come and exercise. You're just not going to get any one-on-one help. Our business is exactly the same. We have some base level programs called the Academy where people can join. They can do all the e-courses online. They can download all their tools and resources. They get access to all the the templates and checklists, all the stuff that they can use in their business to get better results. Is it going to be as good as having a one-on-one coach? No, never is, right? Same as the gym. You're less like, well, I won't say never because some people are really, good at keeping themselves accountable. But in a lot of cases, you're always going to be better off having a one-on-one coach or personal trainer or any of those things than you are just having access to the gym. So, but it is a way that if people value what you do, you can offer them something alternative to get them to buy. Okay. So there's a few different options for you, but always isolate the objection because what you want to do is you want to say to them, besides that, and is there anything else? Because then that once you solve that problem, you'll get the sale, right? And really, that's what it's all about. And I always say money isn't everything, but it is definitely up there with oxygen. It is important, right? We do need to talk about it. Now, if you want help in your business, maybe it is with overcoming other objections. Maybe it's with driving profitability, systemizing your business, help with your marketing plan. Goodness me, I don't know what's going on in your business right now, but if you feel like your business is more like a job that relies on you having to be there for it to work, then you have got a job, right? It's not a business. We're all about helping you build the business you imagined, and maybe you imagined having something that gave you more money and less time. More money in your pocket, but spend less time in your business, so you can spend more time doing the things that you love. Most people, when they start a business, that's what they imagine. Yet, so few actually end up achieving that. Just this week, we had our client quarterly planning day, and I was talking to a client that's been with us for a couple of years, and he's gone from working in the business to only going in a 9-day fortnight. But he even said to me, I said to him, "Do you have to go in?" And he said, "I'd probably not. No, I don't really need to be there anymore. My business runs without me." But how good is that, right? So it only took 2 years. So if you want help for us to help you build the business you imagine, where you don't have to be there, head across to maximumprofit.com.au and you can book a call there. Just click on the business coaching tab, have a bit of a read. All the frequently asked questions are there, and book yourself in for a call. And we'll have a chat and we'll see if you're a good fit. I can't promise that we can help you. We can't help everybody, but you never know. Maybe you're a good fit. Maybe maybe you can afford us. Who knows? All right, been great talking. I've been Ben Pietro. You've been fantastic for tuning in for this live today. Until next time, have a great day. See ya.